So that being said, I want to start with talking about our words. Okay? Some people think that when you get to 4th grade, 5th grade, you don't need spelling words anymore. Okay? And I know you all haven't really been doing a lot of spelling work. Okay? We're going to start doing some spelling work, but it's not really spelling. Okay? So you're going to be on one of these lists, but you don't know which one yet. And we're going to talk about each one of these lists because I want you to find patterns within the list. Okay? So let's look at list A here. 3, street, thrill, strange, string, scrap, spring, scream, throw, scrape, spray, through, strong, scratch. Turn to your neighbors. Talk about what you notice about those words. How are they alike? What patterns do you see? When you think you've got something to share with the class, raise your hand. All right, Hunter, what do you notice?
Kyle and me noticed that the third letter is an R. Out of every word on list A, every third letter is an R.
Wow, you are correct. You know, I did not notice that, and no one in the last group noticed that either. But every third letter is an R. So I'm going to come under here, and I'm just going to put a blue dot under those. Very nicely done. If you have something else to add, please raise your hand, and I will call on you. But please do not talk while we are working. Cesar.
Every word starts with S or T.
Every word starts with an S or a T. You are correct. What else do you notice about these words, Keaton?
Some have thra and some have strip.
Okay, so they've got a where 3 letters go together to make a sound, and where 3 letters go together to make a sound. What do you notice, Noria?
They all have similar blends.
Similar blends. A blend sometimes is what we think of as like 2 letters put together, but this is more than 2 letters put together, isn't it? It's mostly 3 letters, so it's like, we call that a cluster. And so we've got THR, STR. Who can tell me another cluster that they see here? Brandon. SCR. Who can tell me another one? Travis? SPR. Oops, I forgot the S. SPR. Who can tell me another one that they see? Emma? Well, let me go through and do this first, Emma. Let me check. THR, STR, SCR, SPR. Okay.
That was all. Yep. I thought there was more.
There are 2 words at the bottom. Think and they.
I did not realize that they needed to be on there.
Well, the only reason I say that is because they were over there. And we talked about them, okay? So I'm going to put 2 more words on here, too. Is it think or thing? I can't remember.
Think.
Think.
And they.
And they. I want you to look at these 2 words. They're also added on there. Now, they are not a cluster.
They're a blend.
They're a blend because it's 2 letters blending together. So, TH. All right. So now then, I want you to turn to your neighbor. After you put your thinking caps on, I want you thinking about this. Can you think of another word, not one of these, that has this in it somewhere? Can you think of another word?
Spray.
Spray, like you spray something. straight. Is that what you said? Straight. S-T-R-A-I-G-H-T. Matthew.
Sprint.
Sprint, like when you do a sprint in math class, S-P-R.
A sprout.
What?
Sprout.
Oh, sprout, like a sprout that grows from the garden. Travis?
Ice cream.
Ice cream. Ice cream would have C-R, but it doesn't have, I'm looking for S-C-R. Oh, you know what Bill Lindsay told me this morning? It was a good one I never had thought of. You do it to your eggs. Scramble. I know, right? Okay. What about that board game Scrabble? I love Scrabble. Scram. Get on out of here. I don't have time for that.
Okay.
Just kidding. Sam.
Sprite.
Sprite. My boys love to drink Sprite. That's their favorite soft drink. So these kinds of things, they show up a lot, don't they? Those clusters. All right, so now I want you to look at list B. Look at list B. I've got a new list of words. I'm going to say them quickly. Bunch, crew, truth, amuse, do, fruit, tune, young, suit, stuck, argue, juice, clue, rude, rescue, crumb, refuse, trunk, trust, brush. You know what? I don't see a lot of clusters there.
I see a lot of.
What do you see, Sam?
Most of those were our spelling words.
Oh, from Friday. You recognize those words?
Oh, you recognize those words from Friday. That's right. She gave those as a pretest to see which list you needed to be on. What do you notice about those words, Matthew?
Most of them have ooh.
Ooh. All right, tell me a word that has ooh.
Like fruit, tune, crew, suit, argue, crew.
All right, hold. All right, y'all going too fast for me. Okay, slow down a minute. Matthew, tell me some words that have the sound that you were talking about, starting at the top again so I can put a dot beside them.
Wait a minute. Crew, truth, amuse, fruit, tune, suit, argue, glue, and juice. Rescue, refuse.
Does everybody agree with that?
Yeah. Yes.
Travis, I heard you say something. What did you notice?
Most of them have you.
The most of them have the letter U in it, don't they?
Yeah, they either have you or W.
A U or this one here does not have a U in it. You're right, but the EW there makes the ooh sound.
U or W.
So what's the long or what sound is that U sound, Emma?
All the words either have long or short U.
There you go. We've got long U on this side. On this side, I'm going to do short U. Now, a short U sound is like umbrella. Bunch, bunch, young, stuck, crumb, trunk, trust, brush. So, our long U sound can be made, this is supposed to have the same sound as this, right? But they're not spelled the same.
They don't matter. They both have the E and W. The magic. No, but the E W. It has the E makes the U longer. U. Ooh.
Oh, this E is called a mama E, right? So it reaches over. Okay. So a long U can be made with a U consonant E, right? I'm going to put a C, that C in a box because that's really a consonant. Or I could just leave the box empty. So when there's an E on the end, it makes U say its name. But there's no E on the end of this word. There's no E on the end of that word, Hunter.
I got
What do you mean, Travis?
wait, what? Every vowel, every two vowels, when there's two vowels stacked up, when there's two vowels next to each other, the one you say when you're spelling it, one you say before the other one, says his name.
When two vowels go walking, the first one does the talking. So, here we've got a U-I makes a long U sound. What else makes a long, well, tune has the mama E, but do doesn't have a mama E. Do doesn't even have a U. What'd I do there, Mr. Sweet?
The E and W together makes an ooh sound.
They make a long U sound. Okay, so turn to your neighbor and think of some other words that you know that have a long U sound. Huh? Amuse, use, sue, choose, choose, you, who, Give me five. Give me five. I want to tell you a couple of things that I heard. Because when I have you turn and talk to your neighbor like that, I'm always listening to you. One of the things that I heard was this, and it was so interesting because this person took a cluster and put it together with one of these parts, and they came up with the word
I said that.
like a screwdriver. One more, Emma, and that's it. Spruce. Like a spruce tree. You're putting them together, aren't you? Very interesting. All right, I'm going on to the next list now. Next list, list C. Colorful, truthful, beautiful, peaceful, statement, weakness, illness, restless, fondness, wasteful, movement, cheerful, clumsiness, neatness, penniless, endless, useless, pavement, speechless, treatment.
Talk about things that
I don't see any long U's there.
But
And I don't see any clusters there. I don't know what to do. Sam, help me. What do I do?
Use like the ends of the words.
What do you call the ends of the word?
No.
What do you call the ends of the word, Cesar? Abigail, is that a call on me? Is that a hand up? What do you call the ends of words? Suffixes. Suffixes. So what do you notice about these words? Abigail said she notices there are suffixes. What do you notice, Kason? But this one doesn't have full at the end. So one of our suffixes is F-U-L, isn't it? You know what? Excuse me. I'm going to come over here and put this on this side because I'm going to do something else here in just a minute.
It's ness, or full, and less.
Ah, so you mean M-E-N-T is a suffix too?
Yeah.
Shoot, I'm writing it on the wrong side again. Here we go. I want it on this side. I want it on this side. And I need this here. Okay. So I've got met, ness. All right, now put your thinking caps on because this is where it's going to get hard. What does F-U-L on the end of the word mean? What does F-U-L on the end of a word mean? What is its meaning? Alyssa, do you know? So if I look at the word colorful, truthful, peaceful, full of it. It means full of.
So you're full of waste?
So wasteful, someone who's wasteful is always making waste and they're not taking good care of their stuff. They're full of waste. Okay? It's wasteful to throw away things instead of using them. Peaceful, full of peace. Beautiful, I know. I am. I'm full of beauty. You don't have to tell me. Truthful. Truthful. Colorful.
It's beautiful colors. Yours.
Cheerful. Full of cheer. What does? Oh. Who can tell me what another one of those suffixes means? You, sir. What does mint mean? Statement, movement, pavement, treatment. Ah, someone else guessed that before. They're meant to do something, but that is spelled with the word mean inside of it. So no. Good guess. Keep thinking. Make sure you're sitting slant. When someone else is talking, make sure you're respectful. Slant means you're sitting up straight, not leaning on your desk like you're about ready to fall asleep. Hunter, what have you got for me?
Meant is a noun. Like where it says pavement could be a noun. Could be a noun.
Pavement is a noun. You are correct. Treatment is a noun. It is a thing. Statement is a noun. If you make a statement, you are making something. It is a thing. Movement. A movement is a thing. So you're telling me that M-E-N-T, because if I get rid of the M-E-T and I pave is a verb. Treat is a verb. Move is a verb. M-E-N-T changes verbs into
Nouns.
Give him a big round of applause. So I'm going to put verb to noun, but that's not all. I still don't know what it means. Sam, do you know what M-E-N-T means?
Like it does it.
Movement, statement, pavement, treatment.
It comes out as an action.
It has to do with the act of, okay? So M-E-N-T is the act of. So pavement is the thing that's made when I go through the act of paving. Treatment is the act of treating and doing something to treat your burn if you've got a burn, okay? Or if you've got the flu, I'm going to give you a treatment to make you feel better. A statement. I'm going to make a statement. It's something that I stand up here and I make the statement. Miss Liz is a really cool teacher, but she's, an okay kind of friend. That's a statement, right? See that grin I got out of her face? See that? She's a really good friend, too. Now, that's a statement. I can make a statement of fact. Miss Liz is a 4th grade teacher. I can also make a statement of opinion. Miss Liz is awesome. Okay? Those are statements. Oh, is that fact? Okay. So, give me 5. Give me 5. What does L-E-S-S mean? Turn to your neighbor. What does L-E-S-S do to a word?
It's not now having more. Like speechless, you think first you had not less and like clumsiness, so I don't know. Getting this.
Give me 5. I'm going to look at the words with less in them. Restless, penniless, endless, useless, speechless. What does L-E-S-S do to a word, Kyle Baker? What does it mean? So something that's useless is not useful. Something that's penniless is not penny. You're on the right track.
No.
You're on the right track, you are. But there might be a better way. Mr. Sweet.
I got it.
You don't have much of something.
So if I'm speechless, I don't have much speech?
I got it.
like it never ends.
Oh, I don't have much to say?
You have a lot to say.
Wait a minute. When I'm speechless,
Endless means like an endless quote.
so something that's endless means what?
It just keeps going.
It keeps going and going and going without an end.
Endless.
And someone who is speechless is
so like scared they can't even speak.
so they're without speech. Someone who is penniless is without any pennies. What does less mean? Say it. Less means without. Without use, without end, without speech, without pennies, without money, restless. If I had a restless night, I had a night without any rest.
You were up on me.
All right, so N-E-S-S. Neatness. Clumsiness. Weakness. Oh, I got to tell you something. Belle Lindsay was able to figure this one out in Miss Allen's class, and I was impressed, buddy, because this one is not easy. Neatness, clumsiness. What do you think, Matthew?
It means you're.
What do you think?
Something that you do.
It has to do something that you do because you're clumsy or you're neat.
Yeah.
Or you're, what are the others? Clumsy, neat, fondness, illness, weakness. Something to, you're right, it has to do with something that you're doing. Travis?
I'm gonna do an example with clumsiness. Like clumsiness, clumsy by itself is just when you just like trip over something that
Right.
you can't trip over. But clumsiness is when you do it like over and over and over again. Restless is like when you don't get any rest.
Right, but look at fondness and illness.
Yeah. Wait, I never knew what fondness means, but
Okay, that's a good, okay, can I interrupt here for just a second then? Can I add to this? Raise your hand if you have no idea what fond means. Everybody in Miss Allen's room raised their hand for that one. That's okay.
I've heard
Let me give you, a lot of people have heard it but don't understand it. So let me use it in a sentence, Travis, and maybe you'll be able to figure it out, okay? Some people have a fondness for spicy foods. I have no fondness for spicy foods.
I do.
But I am very fond of chocolate.
I eat slow pepper.
Fond. What does fond mean, Cesar?
Like you like it.
I like it. So a fondness. When I have a fondness, what do I do?
You like it and you want to keep on eating and eating and eating.
Travis, when I have an illness, what does that mean?
when you're very, very sick.
When you're very, very sick. When I have a weakness, what does that mean?
Well, it's something that.
What does that mean, Caden? Or Kason, I'm sorry.
When you really can't do anything.
You're not very strong, right? So, what does N-E-S-S mean? What does it mean, Emma?
Oh, I mean like in clumsiness, clumsy is a trait. And if you put NES in it, after it, NESS, after it, you can put it in a sentence to where that trait caused something.
Okay, if that's true. I'm not saying it is, but if it is neatness a trait?
No, need is a trait.
Clumsiness, clumsy is a trait? Fondness, fond? It kind of is though. It's what you like. It's telling what you're fond of. Illness, you are on the right track. You are on the right track, my friend. NESS means being?
B.
Being. So if you have clumsiness, then you have a habit of being clumsy.
Yeah, being.
If neatness is your thing, you have a habit of being neat. If you have a fondness, you have a habit of, or you're fond of something. I have a fondness for chocolate. I'm always glad to eat chocolate. Illness. When you have an illness, you're going to be sick. You're going to be ill. All right. Good job. Gosh. Y'all are smarter than I am. You taught me a thing or two there. Let's move on to the next list.
The longest list.
Pleasant, resistant, excitable, honorable, servant, distant, portable, adaptable, assistant, participant, preventable, agreeable, important, habitat. It's okay. Lovable, disagreeable. Now then, I need one favor, Miss Liz. At the bottom of that page, there's words to know. Do you have the actual? Yes.
Yes.
Can you tell me those 5 words to know?
Abandon.
Yes.
Conversation.
Conversation.
Sly.
Sly.
Cooperate.
Cooperate. All right, so now then, I'm going to add 5 words to your list. If you get list D, you're going to have all of these and these, okay? That's right, you'll have 21 words. So let's take a look at these words. What do you notice about those words, Lydia? Alyssa, what do you notice?
Most of them are or
All right, most of them are or able. I would have to agree with that because most of them are or able. That one's not. These aren't. What else do you notice about these words, Mr. Sweet? They have suffixes on them, don't they? Just like these other words. What are the suffixes that you see here?
able.
Okay, so we've got ant and able. What do you think able means on the end of a word, Kason? You can do it. You're able to do it. So preventable, you're able to prevent it. Honorable, you're able to have honor. You have honor. You're capable of being having honor. Excitable. OMG. Do you know what makes Miss Parker very excitable?
Chocolate.
Yes. Chocolate. I get very excited. You know what else makes Miss Parker very excitable?
Chocolate.
Star tests. Seeing scores grow. I get so very excited by that. Matthew, what is excitable?
You're able to be excited.
It's something that causes you to be excited. It makes you to get excited. Adaptable, you're able to adapt. Agreeable, I think we can agree. So then we must be agreeable.
Agree on an answer.
Disagreeable, we're able to disagree. See, Miss Liz and I, we cheer for different basketball teams, and that's okay. We have agreed to disagree about that. We're very disagreeable about teams, but I still like her. Now then, as I look at these words, I really want to know what the base word of this word is, pleasant. What's the base word, the word inside of the word pleasant? I've forgotten his name. Orlandus. There you go. Orlandus. What's the word inside of pleasant?
Please.
Please. Can you please be nice to me?
Yes.
What's the word inside of resistant, Noria?
Resist.
What's the word inside of excitable? All right. What's the word inside of honorable?
Honor.
I'm going to just circle this one. What's the word inside of servant?
Serve.
I can't circle that because the base word has a letter that is not over here, E. Distant.
It's just a word by itself.
Hands.
What?
It's just a word by itself.
It is, kind of. It comes from another word that they've changed, distance.
But hands in
But
there.
dis by itself is not a word. So that one, I'm going to put right here, I'm going to put an exclamation mark because that one is an oddball. Okay, he's a rule breaker. Portable. What's portable mean? What's portable mean?
You can get somewhere.
You can carry it somewhere. So my car is not very portable, but my backpack is. See, I can't carry my car somewhere. Okay?
You can ride it somewhere. You can push it. You actually can, but it's a toy.
Okay, is that shelf over there very portable?
No.
What about the books on the shelf?
Yes. I am. A lot of things.
What about Miss Liz's desktop computer?
Yeah.
It's portable. It's easily carried from one place to the next. What about a Chromebook?
Yeah.
Ah. Adaptable. Our base word is assistant. Our base word is
Assist.
I think it has one S. ASSIST. Double check. It is quite all right. I did not notice it till just now when I went to circle. Participant.
Participate.
Ah, participate. Actually, it's got participa in it, which comes from participate. So it is a slight oddball, but it has parts. Preventable. Agreeable. Important. Now, wait a minute. That's one.
Oddball.
It's not an oddball. It's just a different way of looking at this word. This word is a word that's used a great deal in our English language. We always are saying the word important. You probably knew the word important, Caden, when you were a little kid, okay? But you probably didn't know that it comes from the word import. When we import information into our computers, we put that information into it, right? So something that is important has a lot of information that we need to pay close attention to. Okay, that's how that goes together. Lovable. How do you spell love?
L-O-V-E.
Why isn't there an E there?
Because you can't have two vowels together when you put a
So you drop the E when you put that suffix on. Disagreeable. What's the base word? Disagree. What's the prefix on disagree? Very good. Dis. Now, I'm going to tell you a true story about my family. True story. The word is abandon. How many of you don't know what that word means? How many of you think you know what that word means? Okay, then you listen to my story and you see if I'm correct in the meaning of this word. A couple of years ago in the summer, my husband and I took a road trip out west for 21 days in the old minivan going to all sorts of different national parks. And my husband was driving and he was like, oh, we got to stick to the schedule. We can't be late. And this one particular day, we're stopping for gas because my car is almost out of gas. And he goes, okay, we're leaving as soon as the gas tank is full. If you got to go to the bathroom, make it quick. Now, he said that, and he turned around, and he never looked to see if anybody got in or out of the van. Meanwhile, I'm dozing in my seat when he jumps back in, closes his door, starts her up, and takes off through the middle of Kansas. And I look up, and waving back at me from the gas station are two of my children. He did not mean to abandon them in Kansas. But at that point, I had to say, honey, you left two kids at the gas station. So what does abandon mean, Wyatt?
Leave behind.
He left behind, okay? So what are some things that you might want to abandon? I mean, brother?
Yeah.
Turn to your neighbor and tell them something you'd like to abandon. All chores.
My chocolate.
Right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you. Raise your hand if you can tell me something you would like to abandon. Yes, sir. Spiders. I wish we could abandon spiders. Yes. Chores would be a good thing to get rid of. Matthew.
Raccoons, because they always eat my cat.
You know what? If we're going to talk that way, let's get rid of the possums too. I'd like to abandon all the possums because they eat my cat food. All right, one more, Lydia. Oh, there are times when I would like to abandon them too. Conversation. What's the base word of conversation? Olivia, what's the base word? Conver is not a word. No, there's a base word inside of it. Conversate is not a word. Cesar. Converse. Converse is a pair of tennis shoes. But when we're talking, we're conversing. When you have a conversation, you're talking with someone, right? Converse is the base word that means to talk. Now, sly. Sly is a good word used to describe me. What can you think of that is sly, Noria? Sneaky. Here's the way I used to teach my boys about the word sly, okay? I don't know if any of you have any little siblings or cousins
We have
that watch.
always
Give me 5. Give me 5. Slant. Eyes, nose, knees, and toes at me. Be respectful, please. Little people that might have watched Dora the Explorer. But on Dora the Explorer, there was a particular character who was always trying to be sneaky and take things that were not his. He was a sly character. Which character am I talking about, Olivia? Swiper, no swiping. Swiper the fox. He was sly and sneaky. Cooperate comes from the word operate and it has a prefix co in it. Co means to do things together. Miss Liz and I are going to be co-teaching reading this week. We're going to be teaching it together, okay? Cooperate is when we operate together. Now, Miss Liz and I, we cooperate, but we're not operating on anyone because we're not surgeons. So when we cooperate, that means we work together. Turn to your neighbor and tell them what a gulp is.
A gulp is like when you scare, a gulp is like when you're drinking right after you gulp. Yeah. And then a gulp is where you turn around.
All right, give me 5. Give me 5. All right, we have started looking at these words. You don't know which list is yours yet, but we are going to continue working with these words this week and doing more stuff with them every day. For today, Miss Liz is going to tell you which list you are on, and the first thing that I want you to do is to write them inside of your planner. One time, get your planner out. Turn to today's date, which today is November the 7th. Is that right? 6th, November the 6th. Okay, write them on a blank sheet of paper. Just finished, sorry. Have you been out there waiting for me?
No, I just now walked in.
No,
Was it good timing?
What?